Right now, there are people on your website deciding whether to trust you. You'll never see them, they won't fill in a form, they won't call, and they won't tell you why they left. They just quietly cross you off the list and move on. And here's the frustrating part. It's probably not your service, not your pricing, or your credentials costing you those leads. You see, most B2B websites are missing 5 specific trust signals, and the 5th one is the exact opposite of what almost every expert business does. Get them right and the numbers change fast. One website we designed recently converts completely cold strangers from paid ads at 44%. I'll show you all 5 signals in this video. B2B buyers research you silently long before they ever reach out. They visit your website, your social media, they make a judgment in seconds, and if the trust isn't there, they're gone without a trace. I've watched this pattern across more than 2,000 websites and brands that we've designed over the last decade. And the businesses that win aren't the ones with the most credentials. They're the ones sending the right 5 signals. And the first one is the signal almost everybody gets backwards. Signal 1, specific social proof. Your website probably has testimonials, most of them do. So why aren't they working? It's because they're too generic. Great to work with, highly recommended, yada yada. That could be about a plumber, a lawyer, a software company. It proves nothing. So the brain skips right past it. The testimonials that move a skeptical business buyer have 3 things: a number, a time frame, and a situation the visitor recognizes as their own. Compare that to this. We doubled qualified inquiries in 90 days. That does a lot more work than the 10 paragraphs of praise. You see, when a prospect reads a story that mirrors their own situation, they stop evaluating you and start picturing themselves in their situation. 2 quick upgrades. Video beats text because faces are harder to fake, and placement beats volume. Don't bury proof on a testimonials page alone. That's a good place to have a standalone if you have a lot of social proof. However, it needs to be spread across your entire website. Okay, put it next to the claim it supports or underneath. Every piece of evidence on every single page, which would fix a lot of websites, except proof only works if the visitor believes you're qualified to repeat that result for them. And this is where most founders overcorrect badly. Signal 2, authority delivered quietly. When founders hear show your authority, they dump every credential onto the homepage. Awards, certificates, jargon, a wall of me, and it backfires because to a skeptical buyer, shouting about yourself reads insecurity. Real authority is shown, not announced. Client logos they recognize, media mentions, and most powerful of all, content deep enough that the visitor learns something valuable from before you ask for anything. When someone reads your page and thinks this person knows more about my problem than I do, that's authority. You never said a word about yourself. But even with proof and authority sorted, there's one silent question still blocking the form fill. What if this all goes wrong? Which leads me to signal 3, risk reversal. Every business buyer carries fear to your website. Fear of wasting budget, fear of looking foolish, fear of being locked into something that doesn't work. Answer the fear directly on the page and you have a much better chance of winning. So start with your calls to action. Contact us asks the visitor to take all the risk. A free audit, a free case study evaluation, or a free guide flips it. Now the first step costs them nothing and pays them something. Here's a real example. One of our clients, Alana, who runs Teach Traffic, teaches paid advertising to business owners and agencies and in-house marketing teams. A tough, skeptical B2B audience, and she doesn't ask them for a single thing up front. Her site is loaded with free value. A Google Ads gotcha guide that shows businesses where their campaigns are leaking, and she has an ad tracking checker tool, which is super popular, and she has guides of the top 10 AdWords and Facebook mistakes. Notice the move. Before asking for $1, she hands over real value, and every one of those resources proves her expertise at the same time. Risk reversal, authority in one hit. They remember her name and her brand because her results is the payoff of this whole video. Now, the 4th signal is the cheapest one on the list, and it's the one thing an AI generated website just can't fake. Signal 4, human accessibility. Real photos of you and your team, not stock images, a real name fronting the business, not a faceless brand, and the strongest version of this signal, you on camera. When a visitor can see your face and hear your voice before they ever reach out, half the trust work is already done. It's why Alana fronts Teach Traffic personally. People come to her from her YouTube channel, so there would be a major disconnect if Alana wasn't on her website. Her visitors aren't deciding whether to trust her company, they're deciding whether to trust her, and she's the right person for me. And this matters more right now than ever. AI-built websites are flooding the market. Every competitor can spin up a site in an afternoon and they look passable and half decent at a glance, but they can't spin up a real human being who shows up on camera and demonstrates their knowledge. Real faces, real names, real voices have quietly become a competitive advantage. Looking human used to be a nicety, and now it's a differentiator. So let's take stock. Specific proof, quiet authority, risk reversal, human signals, 4 solid trust builders, but the 5th signal is the one that makes the other 4 actually work. And it's the opposite of what almost every expert website does. Signal 5, make your visitor the hero. Nearly every B2B website is about the business, our story, our process, our awards, our team. It feels logical. You're trying to prove you're trustworthy, so you talk all about yourself. But flip it around. When you land on a website with a problem burning a hole in your budget or your mind, you're not looking for their story. You're looking for evidence that they understand your story. That's the 5th signal, demonstrated understanding of the visitor's problem. And it's the frame every other signal hangs off. Which brings us back to Alana. She's a former data analyst who's built a successful traffic agency before she ever started teaching. Deep, genuine expertise. But expertise alone wasn't what converted her visitors. Her platform is built around them, not her. Small business owners bleeding ad spend. Agencies wanting sharper methods. In-house teams quietly out of their depth. The messaging speaks to each of them and about their problems and what it's costing them to leave it unresolved. The proof, the authority, the free resources, all of it points at the visitor, not at her. And here's what that produced for Alana. The landing page we designed for her lead magnets converted cold traffic at around 44% for the most recent quarter. And that's about almost 1,000 leads from one page. Look back and the lesson was hiding in plain sight. Her expertise never changed. What changed was the direction the website pointed it. Stop proving how good you are and start proving how well you understand your audience. Do that and the other 4 signals stop being decorations and start being evidence. If you watch this and realize your website has the credentials but not the leads, here's where I'll lead with value myself. Go to studio1design.com/AI, where you can chat with the ultimate AI interactive tool to take your website and brand to the next level. You can ask it anything about your website and how to position your brand so you stand out in a crowded AI flooded market. It's all based on the principles of my book, Next Level Website Design. So instead of guessing which of these 5 signals your website is missing, you'll know exactly where the trust is leaking and what to fix first. Chances are you'll find at least 1, if not 5, leaks that you had no idea existed. Fix them and the visitors who used to leave silently start turning leads while you sleep. The link is in the description as well. So thanks for watching. And if you like this content, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.